Hey traders, welcome back to another daily profit and loss recap video. Today is Wednesday, June 28th. I just finished up trading for the morning and I locked in $1,461 in profits. Now, because I wasn't able to post a video yesterday on Tuesday and I didn't do any trading on Monday, I'm going to be recapping my trades from both Tuesday and today in this video, which made me $2,902 in trading profits. So we're going to talk about these trades, my entries, my exits, my thought process. So hopefully you can take something from my trading and apply it to your own. Okay, so the only stock that I traded yesterday on Tuesday the 27th was the stock MLTX. MLTX, if we take a look at the daily chart down here, on Monday had this big gap up, opened at a price of just over $50 per share, pulled back to $40 and bounced quite a bit into the close, closing at about $46. So if we take a look at the trade plans posted in the Market Master group, MLTX was on watch for a continuation on Tuesday because of that big gap up that happened on Monday in the strong close. So what I was looking for was ideally going to be a morning dip followed by a red to green move to buy into for the next move up. If we take a look at what happened, we get a morning dip, we get a red to green move back above 46, and then we get a breakout to new highs. So this followed the plans exactly. This was a textbook setup and it was a really solid trade opportunity from the group's plans. I took a starter position in this stock as it was going red to green, and then I locked in profits into this spike up into the 48 area as that was the pre-market high as well as the opening range high. Now, if you've been watching these videos, you know that one thing that I've been trying to work on and one thing that I need to improve on is keeping track of the stocks that I've just sold, because a lot of times they end up having a second run later in the day and I often miss out on those runs. So I wanted to make sure to keep MLTX on my radar after I sold and locked in profits because I did still see a lot of potential for this stock. So I missed out on some profits as it then ran up to a high of 52. But once it started to pull back and it started to consolidate here above VWAP, it started to look like it was forming some support right at about $49.50. I decided to take a starter position here again, right at about $50 per share, and my risk was going to be down under VWAP, which at the time was at about $49. So in other words, I was risking $1 per share, and we can see out of seemingly nowhere, volume starts to pick back up. It starts to break back out, pushes back up into that morning high, and actually breaks out to new highs. So I locked in profits again into this morning high, right at about $52 per share. On that trade, I ended up with a $2 per share profit just about, while I was only risking around $1 per share. So that is the ideal setup. You always want to be taking in more profits than you're risking on any given trade, and this was a really solid setup to do so. Okay, so with that being said, from this stock, in those two trades in this stock, I ended up with $1,440 in profits, and that was the only trading that I did for Tuesday the 27th. Moving on to today, I traded the stock NERV. NERV was a big gap up this morning in pre-market. We have the pre-market high up here of $9.22. So that's going to come into play later in the morning. And if we go ahead and zoom in here, on the 5-minute chart here, we can see that there are 3 candlesticks in a row that hold this $7.70 area really nicely. And if we take a look at the shorter term time frame, like the 1-minute chart, and zoom back into that area, we can see that there are 2 candlesticks right here at 9:37 a.m. and then again at 9:47 a.m. where it briefly dips down to the 770s and then comes straight back up. Okay, so at the time when I noticed that, I posted in the Market Master group that I was watching NERV and there were some dip buyers that were starting to show up in the 770s, and I have a feeling that we're going to see this pop through the $8.50 resistance level. Sure enough, that was posted at 9:52 a.m. right here. We get a push back through VWAP, breaks above the morning high, and ends up breaking out above the pre-market high. So once I started to see that this was forming a base here in the 770s, right at the time that I posted that in the group, I took a starter position, and I pretty much immediately, not even a minute later, locked in some profits as it was pushing back up into this morning high, and then I locked in the rest of my profits as it was spiking back into this pre-market high, because we can see at the same time we also are getting some long upper wicks on these candlesticks. That, along with the pre-market high resistance, to me was a bearish sign, and I was expecting it to start cracking back under the VWAP. So I sold all of my shares on that trade and ended up with $1,461 in profits. which took my overall profits from the past 2 days up to $2,902. Now, very quickly, I will say that I also had a losing trade in my Trade Zero account. If you've been watching these videos for a while, you know that if I'm taking a short position and doing some short selling, I have to do that in my Trade Zero account, which is done on a completely different desktop. Since Trade Zero's platform does not run on the Mac that I'm doing all of my other trading on, but I did want to cover this trade with CNTG because this was a short position that I actually took a loss on this morning. If we take a look at the previous day, this was a stock that gapped up on Tuesday, and following that gap up, it pretty much just trades sideways all day, holds under the VWAP, and has a relatively weak close. So because of that, I was looking for a push back up into the 120 area ideally that rejected and then started to fade back down and fade under $1 per share. So once it started to bounce back up this morning from the gap down, I took a starter position in the 110 area. I added more into that position up here as it pushed up into the 120 area. And my risk on this trade, the same risk that I posted in the group, was that if it started to hold above the 120 area, that would be a bullish sign for the stock and I would have to manage risk and cut losses on this short position. And sure enough, we can see it does just that and starts to break above 130, climbing higher and higher and higher. So I was stopped out of this trade, took a loss of $748 on that trade. So realistically, when it was all said and done, if you factor in this loss, my overall profits from the past 2 days were really just under $2,200. Okay, but I just wanted to mention that since I did post about it in the Market Master group, and even though I don't have a screenshot from this account, it's important that you guys watching these videos know that I'm not just doing these to share my profitable trades. There's also a lot to learn from losing trades, and I'm not shy at all when it comes to sharing my losses. Okay, so very quickly, with all of that being said, I just want to give a few quick shout outs to some of the traders that have been making some really solid trades in the group lately. So taking a look at yesterday, we had Mr. Finesse who got into CNTG, entry of 112 and an exit of 123 for a total profit of $173. We also had Lou who was in the MLTX trade with me. He was in at $47.25 and out at $51.45 almost an hour later. Really solid trade there. We also had GWall trading with 100% accuracy yesterday, 4 for 4 on their trades. And we had some profits from T $ as well. $100 scalp on MLTX, another $200 scalp on AREB, and another $360 scalp on AREB as well. So hopefully if you're not in the group already, you can see that it's not just me making money on these trades. Our whole team is really starting to improve and they know what to look for with these trade setups. And because of that, they're learning how to become self-sufficient traders and they're making some really solid profits in doing so. So if you want to come join us in the group, there's going to be a link down below in the description to do so. But anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed and found some value in it. And if you did, please make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. But thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed and good luck with your trading.